Again?
Influential.
Influential, let's have a look. Okay, that's a very good word, thank you. Okay, all right, now look, for the record, not the only long word on there. We've got overwhelmingly, establishment, there's quite a few, educational, but you're happy with influential, yes? Mm-hmm. Okay, if you are, then I am, we'll go with that. That's one word chosen from about 40 on there, but we can certainly see it as one word chosen from about, what, 2,000 words. It'll be on page 14 of the Daily Mail. We'll have about 2,000 words on it. There'll be about 80 pages in the Daily Mail, so that's 160,000 words just in the Daily Mail, yes? But there were 10 papers that you could have chosen from that were around the room, so that's 1.6 million different words that you had to choose from in this room, and you just, without me exaggerating, and you choose the word influential. Is that fair?
Yeah.
No. No. No, it's not. It is not fair. It's not. It's inevitable. It is not fair. It's inevitable that you chose the Daily Mail right there with Kirsty and didn't want to change your mind. Inevitable you said page 14 and didn't want to change your mind. I was so fair about that. Inevitable, Melissa, that you handed me that half with that word in it. And inevitable that you said to count off 7 pieces and not 3 or just 1 or all 10 or whatever. And that you end up, out of all the long words on there, it was not the only long word on there, correct?
That's true.
Correct? That you chose the word influential. Let me show you why it's inevitable. Open it up. Open it. Good. Okay, you need to hold there for me. Sorry, hold there for me. And one more time into the mic, really loud. The word was?
Influential.
Influential. There it is. Influential. Danny, ladies and gentlemen, well done, Danny. Danny, thank you so very much indeed. Danny, everybody. Actually, wait. Sorry, just a second. You're all intelligent people. If you think that worked, you're going to think about this in the bar. You're going to be having a drink afterwards or driving home or up at 4 in the morning trying to work out how that worked. And you're going to think to yourself, and I'm only saying this because I know I would think this if I was watching it myself, all right? You're going to think, okay, we know you were a fair choice of person because you chose the monkey at the beginning. You caught that and we all took a vote. We were happy with you. And you could have changed your mind with the paper. You could have changed your mind with the page, even down to the word at the end. I was fair about that. So I think, well, maybe it didn't make any difference what she chose. If that was it. Maybe all that happened was Magic Boy here switches a bit of paper at the end, hopes she goes for that word or something, and, you know, actually you took the paper yourself. It doesn't really make any sense, but it's easy to think. It's a comfortable thing to think that's what happened. But here's the point. Here's the thing. If that is what happened, and it didn't make any difference what paper you chose or what page and all that was rubbish, then that word influential, it wouldn't really be on page 14 of today's Daily Mail. And it is. It is. And if you get the Daily Mail when you go home, check it. It's in the comment article on the left-hand side of the page. Influential, near the beginning. And if you don't get the Daily Mail, you fucking buy a copy on your way home and check it when you get in. And if you still don't believe me, this is when we open the case within the case that you've had all the way through the show, and the case that was up here on stage with something in it from before we even threw the monkey out, all right? Open it up. What is that?
It's the Daily Mail.
The Daily Mail. Take it out for me. Is that the whole of the Daily Mail?
No,
it's just one page inside. What is the page?
It's page 14.
Page 14. Take it out for me. And yes or no, is there a word circled in a big red marker halfway down there?
Yeah, it's influential.
Influential. There it is, right there. Page 14, Daily Mail. Page 14, today's Daily Mail, right there. Check it yourselves. You get a camera on this. Can you read it? Can you read it, Danny? Thank you so much. I'll let you hear about Danny, everybody. Thank you, Danny. Thank you all. Thanks for coming out tonight. Thank you for putting this place out. Good night. Actually, wait. Can we stop? Hang on. Sorry, can you just sit down again for a second for me? Sorry. You're all intelligent people. If you think that worked just because Danny and Melissa and Kirsty are somehow kind of easy to manipulate, you'd be right, in fact. But only because you all are, that's the point, because you all are. Because that had to work on all of you. Any of you could have caught the papers, any of you could have caught the monkey. It had to work on all of you. Let me explain. The whole of the show, you see, for me, has been kind of about hidden messages. The messages in the foyer that made Danny choose a mouse at the beginning. She had to because of the messages that most of you think of an elephant. And the messages that I've been giving you over the last 2 hours to make you make those decisions. The Daily Mail, page 14, the word influential. You had to, any of you would have done. Let me tell you what I've been doing. we've been filming little bits from the wings, just little clips of the show. And there's a guy called Coops backstage who edits them together and makes a little film, a short film of the show. Let me show you the film from tonight's show. So look, you remember how it started because Danny chose a mouse, she came up, read the thing out, it was a mouse, that was correct, and then she read out, I gave her the briefcase. Now the thing with this, with all of these things, you will remember that I said, or you'll remember, because at the time they trip you up. They think, what did you say? And then you start to forget about them. But if I don't play this to you, you forget to remember. You forget to remember. I'll play this to you, you will remember to remember. Listen, this is what I said with the briefcase, listen. It's very simple, you get a number in your head, you turn it to that number, all right? So you get a 14 in your head, you turn it to 14. Get a 14 in your head, listen again, listen to that again. You get a 14 in your head, you get a 14 in your head. You get a 14 in your head. Danny gets a 14 in her head right from the start. Danny can see peripherally the page numbers of the Times as I'm going through. She doesn't know that she's doing it, but she does, and she stops me on page 14 because it feels right. And I know I can say to her twice, in fact, do you want to change? Do you want to change the page? Do you want to change? She won't, because it feels right, so she won't change. And then we did the line game, and before the line game I said that you should all think of the surname of the first person you had a crush on when you were young. Yes? But it's not quite what I said, not the first time. And you'll remember because it would have tripped you up. But you'll remember now when I play this. Listen to what I said. You can all think of, male, the surname of the first person you had a crush on when you were young. Listen to that bit again, just listen to that bit again. Think of, male, think of, male. Think of Mail, the Daily Mail, all right? And that was the one, when I was throwing the papers out, and as I came off the stage, I said, Daily Mail, oh no, we've had the Daily Mail, I mentioned it, and you went straight for that one, Daddy, because it sticks in your head, and all of you would have done the same thing, straight for that one, the one that I mentioned, the Daily Mail. And then, after the line game, I spoke about there being brochures outside for psychic courses you could go, it's rubbish, there aren't any courses, there aren't any brochures, don't look for them, they don't exist, but it allowed me to say this, listen. There are some fantastically expensive courses you can go on to learn psychic powers. And if you choose page £1,400 a week to learn rubbish, then that's up to you. Choose page 14, choose page 14. Choose page 14. Yes, it's inevitable. And we know it's inevitable because Melissa and Kirsty did the same thing. They did this Kirsty pass across the 13, 14 page. Melissa decides to go with the 14 side, not the 13 on the other side. Inevitable. See, proof. And then, during the line game, I had the first guy come forward, I think Tony was his name, and I spoke about how people give themselves away when they're lying, and I sort of tried to put him on the spot, and you kind of laugh because it's like a little joke, and you laugh at it, but you forget, then you miss what I said just beforehand with this guy, which actually was quite blatant. But listen again. Because of the sorts of unconscious behaviours that we unconsciously choose daily, male subjects tend to be, they tend to give themselves a little bit more away than female subjects. Like they choose daily, male, choose daily, male. Choose daily mail, choose daily mail. You would have done, any of you would have done. She didn't want to change her mind. She didn't want to change her mind. I was so fair. I was so fair about it. And then you go for a drink. You go for a drink, you come back after the drink, I hammer a nail into my nose, and I came to the front of the stage. I don't know what you thought I said at this point, it was just rubbish coming out of my face. But listen to it now, listen to what I said. Do you hammer daily a number 14 male into your head? Hammer daily a number 14 male into your head. Hammer daily a number 14 male into your head. Hammer, yeah, hammer, yeah, hammer, daily number 14 male into your head, yes? And then, let me unroll the top hall, and I came to the front of the stage, I spoke about pain being subjective. And oh God, here's the thing, you all knew the word, you knew it was going to be influential all the way through the second half of the show. You knew it was going to be, but you didn't know that you knew. Because Melissa had to know, because when Melissa was tearing up the paper, you had to tear around that word, you had to keep track of it and tear around it without knowing that's what you were doing, and then know which half to give me. She tore around it. Listen to what I said, listen. Pain is very subjective. It's a subjective thing. Like when you're young and you tear around influential and you cut yourself. You don't realise that you're cut until you look down and you see the blood and then suddenly it starts to hurt. Tear around influential. Tear around influential. Tear around influential, exactly what you do. You put all that together over the last 2 hours. You put all that together. This is what you've been hearing without realising you've been hearing it. You get a 14 in your head. Think of male. Choose page 14. Choose daily. Male. Hammer daily a number 14 male into your head. Tear around influential. Tear around influential. 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 That's why it was a